The trap of self-deception. Why we're all vulnerable, no matter how smart we are. What if I told you that our intelligence might be the very thing that leads us astray? You're no stranger to the idea that we live in a world of conflicting information. But what if the greatest danger isn't just the lies we're told, but the ones we tell ourselves? Think about it. A brilliant lawyer believes in a conspiracy theory that contradicts overwhelming evidence. A doctor insists on outdated practices despite decades of medical progress. These aren't ill-informed individuals, they're highly educated people who have mastered the art of self-deception. And here's the unsettling part. Intelligence, instead of being a safeguard against ignorance, can become the perfect tool for rationalizing away the truth. If this idea is sparking something in you, hit that like button. Let's dive deeper. In 2006, neuroscientists conducted a study with educated individuals, people who pride themselves on being rational thinkers. During a politically charged election, these people were shown evidence that contradicted their candidates' claims. What happened? Instead of questioning their beliefs, their brains lit up with emotional circuits, desperately defending what they wanted to be true. This wasn't a random occurrence, it was a neurological reaction designed to protect our sense of identity. The brain, when under pressure, will fight for comfort, not truth. And the more intelligent we are, the better we get at rationalizing this defense. This is where Nietzsche's insights, written long before we had brain scans to verify them, become essential. He understood that self-deception isn't a rarity, it's a universal condition. We are not rational beings who sometimes get emotional. We are emotional beings who use rationality to protect what feels comfortable. In Nietzsche's words, the most common lie is the one we tell ourselves. Pause for a moment. How often do you find yourself defending a belief you deep down know could be wrong? Let me know in the comments. Intelligence, instead of making us more truthful, sharpens our capacity for this self-deception. We can argue with such sophistication that we can defend any belief, no matter how flawed. Think about the intelligent people in your life. How often do they hold on to beliefs that contradict overwhelming evidence? It's not ignorance, it's a refusal to challenge their own assumptions. And this isn't a problem confined to the other guy. We all do it. Yes, even you and me. How often do we cling to familiar beliefs, even when the evidence suggests we might be wrong? We hold on to ideas because they define us, they shape our identity and place in society. But here's the kicker. The more intelligent we are, the better we become at deceiving ourselves into thinking we're right, even when we're not. This is dangerous, not just on an individual level, but on a societal scale. Take a moment and reflect. Have you ever defended an idea you felt deep down was wrong, simply because it aligned with your identity or social group? If you're resonating with these questions, hit the like button and share your thoughts with us. When you hold a belief strongly, whether it's about politics, climate change, or any issue that impacts your identity, challenging it isn't just a debate, it feels like an attack on who you are. Your mind fights back, as though protecting your very survival. This is the crux of why educated people often follow ideas that seem, on the surface, utterly irrational. It's not about ignorance. It's about emotional defense mechanisms, working overtime to maintain a sense of control. The mind isn't concerned with the truth, it's concerned with protecting what it already believes. In the world we live in today, this phenomenon is amplified. Social media, with its algorithms designed to maximize engagement, feeds us information that confirms our biases, reinforcing our self-deceptions. The more we interact with these systems, the harder it becomes to break free. We find ourselves trapped in echo chambers where our beliefs are only strengthened, not questioned. The algorithms behind platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter don't just show us content, they show us content that feels good, content that reinforces what we already believe. The more we engage with these ideas, the more we see them. But there's a danger here. These platforms don't just confirm our biases, they trap us in them. If this is hitting home, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more deep dives into how we think. So, how do we escape this cycle of intellectual complacency? Nietzsche's answer was radical. To become what one is, one must not have the faintest idea what one is. In other words, true wisdom comes not from holding onto our beliefs tightly, but from being willing to let them go. It's about intellectual humility, the ability to say, "Sir, common sherry, I might be wrong," even when it feels like admitting defeat. If you're ready to embrace that challenge, drop a comment below saying, common sherry, I'm open to change." The practice of questioning our own certainty isn't just for philosophers. It's a daily act of courage that can transform the way we think. It's about recognizing that intelligence doesn't guarantee truth. It only guarantees the ability to defend whatever narrative we choose. Think of a time when you've changed your mind about something big. Maybe it was a political stance, a religious belief, or a personal opinion. How did it feel? It wasn't easy, was it? Yet, it likely came with a sense of relief. The burden of defending something you secretly knew was wrong had been lifted. In those moments we begin to realize the freedom to be wrong is the first step toward true intellectual growth. Here's a challenge for you. Think about one belief you hold strongly. Now ask yourself, what would happen to my sense of self if this belief were proven wrong? It's not easy to face these questions, but the reward is immense. When you practice intellectual humility, you don't just grow in wisdom, you free yourself from the chains of self-deception. You allow your mind to stretch, to question, and to evolve. But let's take this further. Consider the implications for society at large. If more people practiced intellectual humility, if more people allowed themselves to be wrong, we'd live in a world where ideas could be discussed without fear. A world where truth, not comfort, would be the highest pursuit. If this challenge excites you, make sure to like this video and share it with someone who could use a little intellectual courage. But this isn't a one-time effort. It's a continuous process of refinement. The smarter we are, the better we become at deceiving ourselves. We need to be vigilant, especially when our emotions are intertwined with the beliefs we hold. In the end, real intellectual growth comes not from defending what we already know, but from embracing what we don't. So the next time you find yourself absolutely certain about something, ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? This isn't about doubt for the sake of doubt, it's about the pursuit of clarity, truth, and, ultimately, a deeper understanding of the world. True wisdom, as Nietzsche and modern neuroscience both suggest, comes from recognizing the limits of our own intellect. If you're with me on this, hit the subscribe button and stay with us for more discussions that challenge the way we think. So, let me ask you this. What belief are you clinging to right now, and how would it feel to let go of it? This isn't easy, but in a world that pushes us toward comfortable certainty, the willingness to challenge ourselves is radical. Nietzsche knew this. The more intelligent you are, the greater your ability to deceive yourself. But the antidote, intellectual humility, this doesn't mean doubting everything, but it means acknowledging when you might be wrong. And here's my challenge to you. Find one belief you hold dear and spend just 30 minutes researching the best arguments against it. Not to discredit your beliefs, but to test them. If this exploration of the hidden costs of intelligence and the path toward intellectual humility resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one belief you hold that you've never seriously questioned? Remember, the smartest thing you can do is admit you might be fooling yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to elevate your mind and join us in the pursuit of real wisdom. Let's keep growing together.